Good, happy Sunday morning, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast. Let's get started. First up, crews respond to heavy fire in Newport. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9, Tim Callery.
You set out to find new. Anything is possible. Drive the new award-winning 2017 Chevy Cruze. Lease for only $179 a month with no money down.
Make it McMokin Chevrolet.
Where the price you see is the price you pay.
Well, Sharice, all is quiet here on Summer Street at this hour, but it was a completely different story just about an hour ago. If you take a look over here behind my shoulder, you'll see the amount of damage that was left behind with this fire. Now, some good news. We were told that the occupants who live here were all able to make it out okay. However, some bad news. We are learning that some pets may have died in this fire, and obviously there was extensive damage done to the front half of this building. Now, at one point, this fire did reach 2 alarms, sending in several crews from surrounding towns. The fire chief tells me that at one point, this was a residential house that was turned into an apartment building with about 5 different apartments inside, with a total of about 13 people living here. Now, the fire chief says that right now he believes this fire started as a grease fire in a kitchen of one of those apartments and then spread from there. The chief telling me that the way this building is designed and how it is made really caused some troubles for firefighters tonight.
What really hurt us the most was a metal roof on it. Metal roof it really hinders the fire department. It keeps the heat in the building, and that's what we ran into. We had to pull guys out a couple of times because of the heat. They were facing the second floor. So we had to chase it around a little bit in order to get it, but these guys did an amazing job.
And now the residents who live in the back part of this building will be able to return to their homes at some point. However, the people who live up towards the front here, 2 adults and 2 children, they are now without a home, and they are receiving some help from the Red Cross. We're live here in Newport. I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and we will keep you updated on this if more information comes available into our newsroom. MBTA bus driver stabbed by passenger. An MBTA driver is recovering after she was stabbed by one of her passengers while behind the wheel of her bus. Witnesses say it was an unprovocative attack, and other passengers jumped in to help her and subdue the suspect. It happened about 11:30 at night along Boston Street in Lynn, near the corner of Roslyn Terrace. MBTA and Lynn police quickly arrived on scene and were told the suspect is in custody. The bus driver was taken to MGH with non-life-threatening injuries. Multi-vehicle crash involving motorcycle and Kennebunk sends 3 to the hospital. Police in Kennebunk responded to a multi-vehicle crash involving 2 motorcycles Saturday afternoon. It happened at the intersection of Weber Hill Road and Magur Road around 4:30 p.m. Police said a car traveling westbound hit in the rear end of another car that had slowed for a vehicle turning onto Magur Road, and then flipped onto its roof, hitting 2 motorcycles traveling eastbound. The driver of one of the cars and one motorcyclist were transported by ambulance to Southern Maine Medical Center in Biddeford, while the second motorcyclist was airlifted to Maine Medical Center in Portland. Weber Hill Road was closed between Clear Brook Crossing and the Sanford Town line for 2.5 hours while crews cleared the scene. The incident remains under investigation. Trump to take more measured tone on Islamic in major speech today. Let's take a listen to this video from ABC News.
En route to the top with a Lexus LX. Experience a higher level of capability and refinement. Experience amazing.
The president is in the air on his way to Saudi Arabia, 9 days, 5 countries, and this question tonight. Will his words during the campaign now play a role again? And how will the president explain these headlines here at home to the world leaders he's about to meet with? ABC senior White House correspondent Cecilia Vega in Saudi Arabia tonight, where the president hopes to turn the page.
Tonight, Air Force One en route to Saudi Arabia, and when President Trump arrives in the morning, this will greet him. Streets lined with American flags, giant billboards showing his face with the Saudi king.
We just landed in Saudi Arabia. Most of the White House press corps getting off this flight, flying ahead of the president. Every move, every word of his will be under a microscope on this trip.
The president hoping to send a message to the Muslim world by making this his first stop. But the political chaos at home is casting a shadow. His comments from the campaign trail, too.
I think Islam hates us. There's something there that there's a tremendous hatred.
9 days, 5 countries, the world's great religious centers, from Saudi Arabia, the birthplace of Islam, to Israel, then the Vatican. The president and the Pope meeting for the first time following their very public clash over the border wall last year. Pope Francis called building a wall unchristian.
Non è cristiano. I am a Christian. I'm proud of it. Okay. For a religious leader to question a person's faith is disgraceful.
And Cecilia Vega joins us tonight from Saudi Arabia. And Cecilia, the White House, we know, sees this first foreign trip as a chance really to turn the page, a sort of reset here. But the president did tell me yesterday he's aware that world leaders are watching the headlines back here in the U.S., that those leaders are very much aware of the chaos swirling this White House back here at home.
That is exactly right, David. And in fact, Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law, has been working on this trip since day one, since President Trump took office. I'm told that the big highlight will be a speech on Sunday where the president will talk about extremism, not about Islam, but in terms of good versus evil. But David, those headlines, that chaos is following him right here to Saudi Arabia.
Cecilia Vega with us tonight. Cecilia, thank you.
Okay, and there you go on that report. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast on this Sunday. I'll see you back here later on today. Bye, everyone.